What up, though? And welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk, brought to you by Detroit Lions on the Prowl and Lions Nation Unite. It's your man, Curt Steele. Hey, do us a favor. Hook us up, man. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell so you know when you're getting fresh content right here on your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Today is Monday, March 27th, 2023. On deck for today's show, we look at how DJ Chark's replacement may already be on the roster. Coach Mike wonders, are Lions fans overlooking some players we lost in free agency? And the LL talks about how Jared Goff could be a top 5 quarterback in the National Football Conference. But before we get into all that, man, it's time to bring in the rest of the crew. Y'all know who it is, man. Yaktown, don't backtown, man. It's my man, the myth, the legend, the highest player from the Himalayas, the curator and creator of the Tupperware T-shirt exchange, my man, LL Futon. What's going on, my guy?
What's that, Proud Nation, and good morning.
Man, y'all see that block M on his chest, man, because he's a Wolverine, man, because he's a Michigan Wolverine on Saturday and a Lion on Sunday, man. He will do all those jobs he got, man. He will give you a fade. He will cut you a fade, man. But, man, he's the boxing pride of Jackson, Michigan. He will coach your kids, man. And I tell you, I know he got an oil change pop-up stand down there in Jackson somewhere, man. It's who?
It's the Wolverine, Coach Mike Jones. What's going on, Lion fan?
Let's get this thing started.
Right now.
Let's go.
For Lions talk, baby.
Happy Monday, everybody. Curt, we talking replacements today, huh?
Yeah, man. You know, all this talk around the league. Oh, the Lions may be interested in Sutton, Cortland Sutton out there, and he was linked to the Lions, and Sean Payton was like, we're not trading that dude. Okay, here's the deal, man. All right, on March 18th, 2022, last year, Detroit Lions signed a fast and tall free agent wide receiver named DJ Chark. Y'all notice how the song goes. So a 1-year deal worth up to $10 million, right? Now, Chark was coming off that injury and was looking to reboot his career. You know, he signed a proven deal with Detroit. However, a little over a month later, the Detroit Lions moved up 20 spots in the first round of the NFL draft with a division rival from 32 to 12 to draft a different, tall, and faster wide receivers. Brad Holmes selected 6'2" speedy wide receiver from the University of Alabama, Jamison Williams. Williams was also injured when he was drafted, right? Towards ACL a few months earlier in that national championship game. Williams played sparingly in his return from injury late in the season. Chark missed some time as well with an ankle injury. He only had played in 11 games. I don't think Chark was in the long-term plans for Detroit. Even though he had a good chemistry with Jared Goff, you don't move up 12 spots in the NFL draft to take a guy in the first round to have him sit or play a reduced role. Williams is a beast. The dude can run every route in the route tree and is faster than anybody or any corner that he lines up in front of. Look at this. Look at these numbers. In his senior year at Alabama, he had 79 receptions, 1,579 yards with 15 touchdowns. He is not the replacement for Chark. Chark was holding his spot when he healed for from the ACL injury. Chark was never Chark was never the long-term solution. He was holding that spot. Brad Holmes had a plan. I'm gonna go and get this guy, and I'm gonna draft this guy to hold his spot while he's here. It's not a replacement because, to be honest with you, Chark was a short-term replacement for Jamison Williams. That's my thoughts. What do you guys think?
If you look at it and you switch the pieces out, because Jamison Williams didn't really have no effect on the season last season at all, and the Lions were, one of the best offenses in the NFL. So when you look at it that way, Jamo, his game is deeper than DJ Chark. So Goff can get him the ball, short routes, intermediate routes, long routes, over the top, all of that. So I do see him as an upgrade, definitely. But it's like, man, I just gotta see it on the field first. You know what I'm saying? I gotta see it transition, and I know it's gonna transition, but I just want to see it. I'm one of the people like, I know it's there, but I gotta see it though. You know what I'm saying? So I'm reserved. Like, you know what? It's supposed to be, but I'm just like, probably I'm like 85% there. That last 15%, I it's gotta see it. Gotta see it.
Well, you're a Lions fan. We got to see everything. All right, what you got, LL?
I'm on track with you, Curt. I was, pretty much trying to figure out exactly where he was gonna fit, and it's probably gonna be Chark's spot. So, like you say, placeholder for Williams. We don't necessarily need a replacement for Chark because I think that was the plan the whole time. I was confused about some of the contract details with Chark. I thought it was like a 1-year deal. It could be a 3-year deal and blah, blah, blah. But whatever, I don't know.
40 years, yeah.
Yeah, good luck to him, though, down there. But
he's on a same he's on a temperature contract down there that he signed with Detroit.
Yeah, something like that. I seen a 1-year deal, but I ain't seen anything else on it. But, I mean, whatever. He gone. We got J-Mo. And as I've been saying the last few days, it's time for the percolator. And that's just, so that's what, if y'all hear me say that, this is not a drug reference or it's a song reference and a Jameson Williams reference. He's the percolator because it's his time now. Shout out to Miss Val. She had a good one. I call him the percolator. And she said it's because it takes him a long time to brew. I thought that was pretty funny. But it's his time now. So he done brewed and it's time for the percolator. So let's go.
You look at Jameson Williams, right? I'll look at his highlights, his game tape, man. The dude, I mean, and someone told me on social media, well, I'll see it when I see him win a 50-50 ball. That's not really his game, but that's not wasn't really Chark's game.
That's something to say. When did Chark do that for us?
I mean, like a lot of his contested catches were like basket catches or like into his body. It wasn't a high point where he went up and was like Calvin Johnson in the ball. That wasn't, and that's not even Jared Goff's game. He doesn't throw that ball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He'll throw a ball in traffic, but he's not going to throw a ball up and for a receiver to high point it. That was never his. He never even had those type of receivers, even when he was at LA. He never had that type of game. That wasn't his thing. He'll throw the ball down the field, but like to make that was never his deal. So what I'm saying, he wasn't making those high point catch balls. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know where that came from. And like Chark did that a lot. And we'll talk about Chark here in a minute because we're gonna talk about some other thing when we get to Coach Mike. But I'm looking at Jameson Williams, man. That's the guy. You don't draft a guy that high to give him, he's going to be a special team. He's a gadget player. That's not what that guy is. That guy is a go out and get me. The guy had 1,500 yards on 79 receptions. That's ridiculous.
He is a polished Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, yep. And he's taller and bigger than all those. I mean, he's a bigger version of those guys. So that even gives him more of an advantage because he's bigger than those guys. 6'2", right at 200 pounds. Think about this. He's young too. And he hadn't even grown into his body yet. So his body hasn't even started filling out yet. You know what I'm saying? When he get his grown man stuff on, boy, and that speed, that boy gonna be that. He already dangerous. It's gonna be something even more terrible than that. All right, like the video, share the video, comment on the doggone video, man. Leave us a comment in the comment section of today's video and answer the family discussion topic. Do you think the Lions need to replace DJ Chark? Leave the comment in the comment section. I say no. I think his replacement was already here, or actually he was a replacement for somebody else for Jameson Williams. J-Mo you saw the flashes, man. The dude had 2 touches last year, and both of them went for 40 yards. And he would have had another touchdown if we didn't have a penalty in the doggone Green Bay game. So, yeah, it's coming. You know what I'm saying? What's that? Omar's coming? J-Mo's coming. All right. Now it's time for us to go ahead and hit over to my man, Coach Jones, man, to talk about some of these players we lost in free agency. What you got, my man?
Yeah, man, it's just like a little recap, and I know a lot of us players or fans are like in love with what the Lions are doing in the off season, and me as well. I like what they're doing and how they're rebuilding, but I don't think we fully taken into consideration the roles that 3 players played on the team last year, and now they're gone. and look at the value of the replacements. And you know, it's like starting for DJ Chark, for instance. We all know JMO is an upgrade, but we haven't seen how that facet will work in the offense yet. Um, Now we all know Ben Johnson is probably going to scheme up some. Woo, he's probably going to scheme up something. But until we see that, you know what I'm saying? That's still a question mark. You know, it's one that you think will, but you know, you never know. Then Deshaun Elliott, you know, that was an instant upgrade. Gardner Johnson, I think, is going to play, kind of filling that role. So we're not too worried about that. The one that really concerns me is Evan Brown. I know we got Graham Glasgow, but Evan Brown is, I don't know if he's better. We haven't seen Glasgow. We haven't been witnessing Glasgow. We don't know what he's been doing over there in Denver. So is Brown or is Glasgow an upgrade from Brown? We'll just say they evened out. You know what I'm saying? We really won't know until he get on the field again and we see what it is. But in those three players, there's a high possibility we got better and the one evened out. So I don't think that we should take those very lightly and just kind of look past that because we in the high spirits of what just happened in free agency. I think those are serious positions that you know, we, you know, not to shit on anybody's parade and nothing like that. Excuse my language, but you know, it's just a little bring you back to reality a little bit and consider how those will affect the team. What y'all got to say about that, man?
We got to tell the truth to really get into this thing, man. Look at production, right? All right, Chark had flashes last year, right? Production was not as good as some people think, right? Dude had 30 receptions in 11 games. That's like 3 a game. He had 502 yards. That's what the big part was. But he had 3 touchdowns. He had some good down the field production, but it not anything that Jameson Williams can't do. They can't do better and faster. I just don't think Chark was a long-term. We talked about this a few minutes ago. I don't think he was the long-term solution in Detroit, like I just mentioned. Evan Brown, right? Good backup center. Not so much a good backup guard, right? So the Lions signed a backup guard, and they already assigned a backup center, right? Y'all realize that they signed a backup center before they signed Graham Glasgow. So they got a backup guard and a backup center. Okay. You got depth at both positions. And Graham Glasgow is the backup because you know right now he's the backup because they've done a depth chart. Is who? Is Big B, who just took that big ass pay cut to stay in Detroit. Deshaun Elliott. All right. Good spot duty, leading the back of that defense, missed some time with some injuries as well. You got like even with 11 games for Chark, you had about the same amount of production. I think he missed like 3 games, so it was like he played like 14 games for Deshaun Elliott. But you look at the difference between when Tracy Walker left and the big impact what happened with Tracy Walker and then Deshaun Elliott. Deshaun Elliott was never the captain on the back end of the defense. Actually, it turned into Kirby Joseph. You know what I'm saying? When Elliott missed his time, Detroit upgraded the safety position by signing T.J. Gardner-Johnson because of the fact that you can put him at safety, you can put him at slot. He's more versatile than Deshaun Elliott. Deshaun Elliott's not a great cover guy. And then you can put a Tracy Walker in the box, or you can switch him out and have Gardner-Johnson in the back there with Kirby Joseph Roman in the back into that secondary, man. All those guys played a role in the line success. I'm not downplaying that they did not play a role in the line success last year, but I think each one of those positions has been upgraded. I think that Graham Glasgow is going to be he's a starter. You have a starting guard as your backup. I mean, yeah. What you got, Ella? I mean, I just think we upgraded those positions. I just think that's my position. Now, I think you got those guys for what they did last year, but we upgraded.
I like how you put that. For our backup guard, we got a starter. So I like that. I don't think we're overlooking the losses of these guys. I think some of these losses is a little bit overstated. Like, you know, like what we just talked about, Chark, we had the replacement all along. He was just a spot holder maybe for J-Mo. So, Evan Brown is a backup for a reason. He'll be missed, I'm certain, along with his, teammates, but his production will be replaced on the field. And Deshaun Elliott, to me at least, he'll probably be, that's the one of the three that, I will miss personally, because I like when he was playing well, he played real well. Mm-hmm. When we were, doing some good things on defense. But it's NFL, man, we got to replace him, man. We got a better, I guess, playmaker, so far to maybe fill that small linebacker role. And, the draft's still coming up. So, Deshaun Elliott was good, but he, it's not like we losing Troy Polamalu or nothing like that.
Yeah, yo, you can't like, undercut him like that.
No, because I said that's the one.
He said he liked him. He said he did say
he
liked him.
You know what? I'm with you, LL. Deshaun Elliott is actually going to be the most missed just because when we go to that 4-2-5, his role to be able to come down in the box, and he plays better as like an extra linebacker than he does a cover guy. And his willingness to put his head down and be that and be that outside, play that outside lane is and that alley, to fill that alley is like that's gonna be something that Tracy Walker, he really gonna have to, get to, because I think he was more, I know he does, but I think he got more into covering before he got hurt, man. I just,
but
that box.
He's 6'7" in there too.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel what y'all saying. I get what you're saying. I'm not crapping on dude because he is who he is. You know what I'm saying? He did play that role and plays it pretty well. I think we upgraded. I still think
definitely.
You know what I'm saying? We pushed the upgrade button. You know what I'm saying? We went from maybe a guy that's a F-150, you know what I'm saying, to a guy that's a Escalade, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just saying it's like an upgrade. All right. Like the video, share the video, comment on the video, man. Tell us what you think. Are we overlooking those guys that fell off the roster this year, went to other teams? Specifically those three guys: DJ Chark, Deshaun Elliott, and Evan Brown. Leave it in the comment section of the video, man. We like to hear from you guys, so it's always a joy to read what you guys do. We're gonna read them later on in the comment section of the comment cards. That segment of the show is coming up here shortly. But hey, go check us out on Lions Nation Unite. It's your one-stop shop for Detroit Lions fans. They have the app. It's in the Google, Android, or Apple App Store. Just type in Lions Nation Unite. You can type in lionsnationunite.com in your web browser, or go over to their Facebook page. Just type in LNU. They have tons of content on all those platforms. You can go to the YouTube channel as well. Check it out, man. It's the ultimate virtual hangout for Detroit Lions fans. Make sure you holler at us on DetroitLionsOnTheProwl.com. And while you're over there, click on the link for LionsOnTheProwlShop.com. And double back to LNU to go to LNUShop.com, man. They always got some game day gear over there at LNU Shop, man. Y'all see that blocked M on the shirt, man, because he is a Wolverine on Saturday and a Lion on Sunday. Go over to wolverlion.com. Coach Jones will hook you up with all the fresh gear that they got to represent your two favorite teams, the Michigan Wolverines and the Detroit Lions. He got you hooked up over there. Make sure you check out your boy Curt Steele over there on curtsteele.com. I still got some stuff going on over there. And, you want to read some of the stuff, all right, go over to sidelinereport.com, man, and check me out. Got some different articles over there, man. I write with a different voice. I write for you guys, the Detroit Lions fans. Got your voice over there on sidelinereport.com, man. Now it is time to holler at my boy, man. Big time player from the Himalayas, man. Your auntie's favorite player, LL. What you got to talk about JG on this fine Monday morning?
Jared Goff, that is. But y'all's friend Robert Griffin III got me on here defending him early on this Monday morning. He got on, as they say, Beyonce's internet and said some foolishness over the weekend or whatever day that was. He gave his top 5 NFC quarterback list, and it didn't have Jared Goff on it. I don't even know the guy. I don't even remember the list, but it didn't have Jared Goff on it. But it did have Kirk Cousins on it, so it's wrong. And it's wrong because it's in the NFC. I don't think you can name 5 without at least stopping on y'all's friend Jared Goff. Man, I don't really get that. Maybe he just forgot. That's what I'm just gonna blame it on. You know, blame it on his head, not his heart. He wasn't really thinking when he made the list. He wasn't thinking about Jared Goff because that's what they do. You know, I've been said that either they don't know, they don't show, or they don't care about what's going on in Detroit. And he wanted, you know, he in this time he gave a good example of that because that's what it's got to be. Because ain't no way, right? Ain't no way. And I actually like RG3 because you know he stand up when it's time to stand up in certain situations. If y'all get what I'm saying, but this one, he might be trying to stand up and you know maybe naming some guys that probably shouldn't be there. You know, no. I think one of the names on there was Gino. You know, no disrespect to Gino, but I don't think you should say that he's a better, you know, quarterback than Jared Goff, especially not this season or the last however many seasons, even Jared Goff's worst season. And, you know, it's just some things I just didn't really understand about that list. But I guess more so, that's just the intro to it all. The NFC is wide open in so many words, I guess. If you look at his list, it's not a very impressive list. The best quarterback on the list is Jalen Hurts, in my opinion, and he left some guys off, you know, so it's wide open for us. The NFC North is ours. I'm going to have a whole lot of Slim Thug, King of the North references coming up, so y'all better get brushed up. So y'all won't think I'm just on here saying rap word or, you know, just rhyming for no reason. Just, but, you know, the NFC, yeah, you know, any King of the North. So, you know, the North is ours. The NFC is ours for the most part, or if it's up for the taking. It's not, nobody has a solid grip on it, so why not us, right? So what do you guys think? You know, you guys want to talk about RG3's list or the fact that the NFC is wide open for us to take?
Yeah. I get into the Jared Goff thing first. All right. So Jared Goff got the top 5. He has the number to be one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFC. If you look at the numbers last year, if you look at the top quarterbacks as far as passing yards, passing in the NFC last year, it was Tom Brady, Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff, Geno Smith, and Jalen Hurts were the top 5 as far as yards is concerned, right? In the NFC. And then you look at passing as far as the average. In the NFC, there was only one guy that was above Jared Goff, and that was Jalen Hurts for average per attempt. And then you look at yards per game. I mean, Jared Goff is right there again. He's number 6 in the league. He's in the NFC. He's only behind Tom Brady and Kirk Cousins in the NFC. I mean, you look at his production last year. He is definitely in the top 5 in the National Football Conference in the NFC. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you're still gonna have some of that not believing because he's in Detroit right now. It is what it is. People ain't gonna believe it until he does it again. So it's up to Jared Goff. He's gonna have to do it again. If he plays like he played at the end of at that second half of the season last year, when he stopped turning the ball over and started playing smart football, he doesn't have. I mean, he'll make a case to be one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL, not just the NFC. Because look at it. If he goes back to the days that he was competing for a Super Bowl out there in LA, and he can do that, he'd even better in Detroit. You can't deny him because it is what it is. The dude's up there. I mean, he was a top 10 quarterback last year. So what you got, Coach Jones?
The only thing I can even see why they wouldn't put him on there is Jared Goff historically has not had back-to-back seasons. You know, he has a very good season, then he kind of has a subpar season. He has another very good season, he has a subpar season. So if they're looking at that, then I can see why. But if you look at that list, Jalen Hurts is the only one. You know, I would say, okay, Kirk Cousins too. Not because of his skill in the necessarily. I think Jared Goff and Kirk Cousins are kind of a wash. You know what I'm saying? Jared Goff, I give the edge. Maybe it's just because I'm a Lions fan, but Jared Goff. And then you look at the rest of the QBs on that list: Dak Prescott, Kyler Murray, Geno Smith. Dak Prescott, I'm just not a fan of Dak Prescott because Dak Prescott has the biggest windows in the NFC to throw into, and he throws a lot of interceptions. So Kyler Murray, I don't. Kyler Murray just, he's a
Yeah.
good quarterback, but Kyler Murray he's too up and down. You know what I'm saying? He just good for a game or two, then bad for 3 games. So you know what I'm saying? Geno Smith
depending on that Call of Duty weekend is how good a quarterback Kyler Murray gonna be.
Right. And then Geno Smith, actually, you know what? I'm not going to hate on Geno because he's been a career backup. Geno Smith actually had a top 5 in the NFC season last season. And that might speak for how weak the quarterbacks are in the NFC, but he did. You know what I'm saying? So at worst, I would say Jared Goff is 4th, but he's a firm's number 2. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, you definitely can't put skill set wise, you can't put Dak Prescott or Kyler Murray over Jared Goff.
What about the NFC being wide open, Mike?
Oh, yeah.
It's why. Well, you know what? Because you got to think about Derek Carr. Derek Carr, now that he got those weapons down there, I know, so you're doing that, but I know you're doing that, but you ain't gonna be doing that shit when the season starting. And he down there throwing to Michael Thomas, throwing to Alvin Kamara, and the other dude, the other receiver that came on a little bit. I'm
gonna remind you of that.
No, I'm just saying.
You got Michael Thomas, Chris Olave. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? But Derek Carr, who knows? Like Derek Carr kind of had the ending to his season, to his stay in with the Raiders, same way as Jared Goff had with the Rams. So you never know the switch of scenery. You never know how that plays because Derek Carr.
Don't do that because Jared Goff first year here was nothing to talk about like this about. So if that's what we comparing the parallels there, he had a bad season and went somewhere and had another bad season. So.
Right. I'm just saying.
He missed the game his last season with a thumb injury. Derek Carr got sent away from the Raiders.
Yeah, but Derek Carr got sent away from the Rams too. So, you know what I'm saying? That, so I'm not saying that he's better. I'm just saying that's another person that you gotta kind of
the last game Jared Goff played in LA was a playoff game.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he got what you're saying.
Away from the team. His last game was
he got benched. He didn't play the last couple games.
I'm saying he got benched. Now, I'm talking about how he got traded. I'm talking about how he got benched from the team. Like they sent him home. Like, that's a different animal. But hey, like the video, share the video. You gotta move on. Comment on the video, man. I see what you said, Coach Jones, man. Hey, it is what it is, man. But yeah. Anyways, and man, Derek Carr had you talk about, gotta see it. I gotta see it from Derek Carr. But anyways, man, hey, go ahead and make sure you go over to Fanatics.com. Deals are going on right now, man. I got some great gear this weekend. Got a new shirt came in this weekend. I'll be rocking here shortly. So, I'm always getting my gear right at Fanatics.com. Links in the description below. A portion of the proceeds from that link go to help us grow the content right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors, man. Now it's time for me to do our favorite thing we do on the show. I talked about it earlier. It's time for the comment cards, baby. First up, we got my man Shaman in the building. He says, I think the Lions should still go with need. They need a defensive tackle. I think so too. So they should go with either Carter or Cansey at 6. I'm not taking Cansey at 6, but I would take Carter at 6.
Sure enough.
Y'all gonna make me talk so crazy about Cansey, and I don't want to. I like Cansey, but
I'm not taking him at 6. I like him
at all. Scott Smith says, best player available that we need. Right on, brother. That you hit bullseye. That's a perfect way to put it.
Yeah, I'm not taking Cansey because I can be Cansey size if I don't work out for too much. So I'm just playing with the Cansey. You my dog. Tony Blumenstein says, myself, I hope we trade back, get a couple more second rounders and best player available. Go Lions. Let's bust some heads. Yeah, man. The only really thing is we just gotta hope that somebody likes Mr. Muscles and wants to trade up for him. I don't know, man. There's something so Tebow-esque about about Will Levis that I just. I mean, it might not be, you know what I'm saying? He might have a different skill set, but it's just something so Tim Tebow about him.
And the mayonnaise and the coffee. Anyway, all right, Britt DeWitt says, I like all three of your starting defensive backfield picks. I want what a problem to have. The villain is kicking ass and taking names. I'm thinking he wants it all now. What do y'all think? Super Bowl? I don't think this year, but I think he is going for it.
I don't know. I'll just say this, because what is all the cap room for? That's what I'm waiting to see.
Yeah, we talked about that on Friday. And we still don't know. We couldn't figure it out.
Might be something gigantic on the line, man. I don't know. I'm waiting to see though. But friend of the show, Tornado, says the Lions will be exciting to watch. Thank you for being a part of the hype. From Valerie to the guy in Europe, you all do great. Yeah, thanks for that, man. Shout out to Miss Val. Shout out to Anthony, and the other gentleman too. I always forget his name.
Oh, Matt.
Yeah, Matt. So Matthew. I don't know if he likes to be called Matt or not, but yeah, everybody, Micro Mike. Everybody, even if they're saying dumb stuff, it's all a part of it. Good to bad, it's all a part of it.
Mm-hmm. Right on. Bobo Land. Okay, Bobo. I actually grew up with somebody, his name was Bobby, but we nicknamed him Bobo, rest in peace. Best player available on Holmes' board. That's me too. I'm hoping we trade back far enough to get a first next year, making the Stafford trade really pay off with even more options. FGB. The Stafford trade-off is that's the last thing that has happened this year. That after this year, that Stafford thing ain't gonna be no more. So, maybe he's talking about adding picks for this draft. But yeah, I'm with it, man. And my best player on the board, hopefully at 6, is Jalen Carter, because that is the best player on the board, and it will fulfill a need just like it did the last 2 years.
Definitely. Hey, thank you guys for commenting right here on Detroit Lions and the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors, man. Make sure you answer the family discussion topic, or just talk about what we talked about in any of the segments today, or just tell us how we're doing. So let us know in the comment section of the video. Now it's time for everyone else's favorite segment. It is time for dessert with your man Curt, brought to you by Delightful Bites. Delightful Bites, custom cookies and desserts for any occasion. If you like how they look, you will love how they taste. Hit the link for the Facebook page in the description. If you don't do Facebook, go over to TikTok or Instagram and type in Delightful Bites in the search engine and see all that beautiful dessert footage. Delightful Bites, get your cookie on. All right, real quick. Happy belated birthday to a player we talked about a couple times on the show today. Jamison Williams turned 22 yesterday. So happy belated birthday to Jamison Williams, man. I hope to see you do big things on the field and in life there, young fella. So happy birthday to you. And many more. All right, now it's time to take that quick walk on over to that wall of fame, baby. First up, we got my man, Everything King. Y'all know who King is. If you don't, go to his YouTube channel, man. He does good things over there. Brian Stover. We got my man, Timmy Birch, in the building. We got Bob Krowski in the building. No Miss J, man. He does some good things over there on his Facebook channel as well. And Jason Porters. Then for our silver members, we got Cap Ice Cold. We got John Martin, Mr. Scotty the Bear, the Frenchman, forgets it, all that. What's up, Frenchie? And we got my man Big Dale in the building. For our gold members, we got Mr. Reliable Michael Huck, Larry McQuiston. You got, he was in the building on the government's meeting on Wednesday. You got Turner C. Burley, you got Dr. Detroit, North End Ken, Lady Lana of Douchebagia, and the jazzy one, Paul J. Rose, holding it down with a tornado blowing in from Utah. Make sure you become a member of the Wall of Fame. Click the join now button in the description, man. We have a great time definitely on those gold members meetings. So check us out. If you want to become a member of that Wall of Fame, like I said, click that join now. If you want to be a gold member, definitely click that join now button in the description, man. Just upgrade it. Now it is time for final thoughts for today's show. LL, what you got, my dude?
Final thoughts on this Monday. Have a great day. Happy Monday. And Derek Carr. Derek Carr.
When that you, Coach Joey, Derek Carr. We gonna see.
I'm laughing for it. You know, Derek Carr was one of the best QBs for that injury, man. You better stop playing. You know what? I'm just interested in seeing what Brad Holmes is going to do with the fourth most amount of cap still left after we made all these moves. What is he going to do, man? I look at the list of the top 100 NFL players every day, and I'm like, who can we get from that list? You know, I'm going, you know, yeah, man, I'm Leonard Floyd. You want to come? You know? Anybody, man, any little piece. You remind me of how Lion fans be every time we see a player. I want him. No, I'm just playing. But I just want to see, man. I just want to know what Brad Holmes has in store to do with the rest of that cap, because I know he ain't finna sit on it. Not the way he came out like gangbusters on the first day of free agency. He got a master plan, and I can't wait to see what this man is going to do with that money. And if he don't do nothing with it, give it to me then.
For me, I don't think the Lions are going to take another wide receiver to replace DJ Chark. Guy's already on the roster. His name is James Williams. They may take another receiver just to, for some depth or to make sure. What do you call that? What's the young fella's name? Khalif Raymond. He's more secure in his duties as a punt returner, kick returner. Got made all pro. But you look at this, I think JMO is good. JMO is the guy. You don't trade up with a division rival to have that guy to be a gadget player or to have a reduced role. That just ain't how it's gonna go. It just ain't how GMs move. So, hey, like the video, share the video, comment on the video, man. We appreciate you right here in Detroit Lions of the Prowl. Thanks for checking us out, man. Hanging out with us. Make sure you follow us on your favorite social media platforms, man. Y'all know what it is on Thursdays, so head over to LL's Instagram page, man. Hey, having lunch with us, man. Enjoying your lunch. With this napkin, wipe the crumbs off your face, man. Finish your drink and get back to work, baby. And whatever you do in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. From my fellas, LL and Coach Mike Jones, this is Curt Steele, and we will holla at you real soon. We love you, Jim.